Today I want to talk a little bit about Walmart and their inventory shrinkage problem that they have had. First of all, shrinkage, a lot of people might wonder what that is. It's not a term a lot of people have heard. Shrinkage includes shoplifting, organized crime, and just internal theft. So essentially what it is when they don't have the inventory that they should have in the store. And Atomic City store is a location Walmart has that was experiencing a lot of shrinkage. And so the regional manager, Jeffrey Cook, called in Shane O'Hara to come and try and solve this problem and to reduce the amount of shrinkage that they were seeing in the Atomic store. And so Shane O'Hara is someone who has a lot of integrity, felt like he was an ethical person, and felt like he would be able to come in and help out a lot in the Atomic store to lower the amount of shrinkage. However, when the financial statements came out, their amount of $800,000 that had been reported in shrinkage was reported as $80,000. And when he reported it to Jeffrey Cook, they said that they were looking into it, but that they were going to suspend him for a little bit with pay so that they could look into the issue a little bit more. According to the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, there could have been a few sections that would have helped in detecting the fraud and preventing the fraud of the faulty financial statements. One part that could have been helped is through Section 302 in the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, which talks about how CEOs and CFOs need to have better control over their internal controls and within the organization. And with those higher up managers and financial officers having control and being aware of what's going on, it could have prevented this regional manager from reporting the statements incorrectly. The next thing that could have helped is Section 406, which talks about just a code of ethics within the corporation and the company, and especially for our senior financial officers. And so when there is that code of ethics from up top, it will trickle down into lower management as well and could have helped in this situation. Lastly, Sections 806, where it talks about how employees can't be suspended just because they've reported this fraud. And so Shane O'Hara could have prevented his suspension based off the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. There are also a lot of anti-fraud controls that could be put in place to help prevent fraud within Walmart in the future. One of those is external audit of their financial statements. So having someone come in, look at those financial statements, see how those numbers came about, could prevent people from changing those numbers and feeling like it's okay that they can get away with it. Another thing that would be beneficial is just having fraud training, both for employees as well as higher up management. And that fraud training will help people know what the rules are, what the company believes is best, and what the company expects, which also goes into the next part of just having a code of conduct. And like I said a little bit earlier, having that code of conduct coming from the top helps lower employees do what's right because they're seeing what is right. Shane O'Hara, what should he have done? What can he do in this situation? In this situation, a lot of people are affected, and the shareholders, people who have an interest in Walmart, will be affected. Even though this might seem smaller in the grand scheme of Walmart, it can ultimately become something bigger. And so it's something that he should report to Jeffrey Cook to talk with him about, and if he doesn't do anything about it, he can go to higher management and work from there. Lastly, I believe that Shane should blow the whistle. He should tell higher management to prevent anything further, anything else happening in Walmart. Even though sometimes it starts small, it can become a bigger issue. And so if he tells people and higher management right away, he can prevent bigger things from happening in the future.